Dzień dobry, assalamu alaikum, ciao, konnichiwa, bonjour, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Ken at 10. How are you? Hope you've had a nice weekend. If it's your first time here, then welcome. Thanks for joining us. If you come back again, then thank you so much for coming back and accompanying us on this journey of what's going on both locally here in Southwest London and nationally in the property news. How was your weekend? Hope you had a good one. The end of the Olympics. It was fantastic, wasn't it? This young lady, for me, was the hero, as many of you all know. Love her. Sky Brown. What a story. A young 13-year-old girl comes back with a bronze medal. Absolutely amazing. Can't wait to see her in the next Olympics. And of course, it's now goodbye or sayonara to the Olympics, but it's also hello to the Paralympics. And I actually think the Paralympics, in many ways, I like the success stories. I like the fact that you tend to have these, triumph from tragedy situations in the Paralympics, and hearing this backstories can be so inspiring, I think. So I'm a great fan of the Paralympics and looking forward to that too. Hope you are. So in terms of weekend, really busy here. Gosh, we just can't get enough good quality stock. We had a house this weekend that's just come on the market, and we've been overrun with inquiries to view it. We've got a couple more hot ones coming up this week, which we'll be previewing right here on this channel, one of which I'll show you now quickly. Quick sneak peek. That's the one that's being released today. Fantastic road, beautiful house, bags of potential. So looking forward to that. So property news today, let's get into it. First of all, the Halifax intensifies the mortgage rate war. This is interesting. Basically, the Halifax have now got a 2-year fixed rate at 0.83%. Can you believe that? 0.83%. That's the cheapest 2-year fixed rate ever. This is in the Daily Express and the Guardian this week, in fact. And they predict rates could go even lower as rival lenders respond to the move in the price war. Last month, HSB and TSB both announced 2-year fixes at 0.94%, and Nationwide became the first to offer a 5-year deal below 1%. Rhys Schofield, who's a managing director at Peak Mortgages and Protection, said, where the UK's largest mortgage lender goes, others will surely follow. But he added, these headline grabbers often come with significant setup fees, and Halifax are about the only high street lenders still charging for a basic valuation. I'll leave that scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Takes some taking in that, doesn't it? Of course, it's not mortgage advice or financial advice. We're not qualified to give you that. It's just general information education. Loan defaults is an interesting one. Loan defaults, this is where mortgages have fallen into arrears, have fallen to their lowest level. And it's back to pre-pandemic levels, just over 4%. And the proportion of loans in arrears are actually now lower than they were in 2019. So that's some bounce back there. It's quite extraordinary. In terms of lenders, lenders are continuing to demand EWS1 forms. This is frustration because the government have said that they're dropping the requirement on blocks below 18 metres. But a survey of Britain's 10 biggest mortgage lenders suggests 8 would not make immediate changes. It's almost like they're an obstinate child, isn't it, some of these lenders? Very frustrating. I feel sorry for you if you're stuck in that frustrating situation with your particular lender. Sunak, another heading in the Times this week. Rishi Sunak aims to protect the poorest from net zero costs. And this is obviously about climate change. We've seen the awful stories going on in Greece at the moment with the wildfires. Absolutely unbelievable out there. It's like something out. It's biblical, isn't it? It's just awful. And Rishi Sunak is drawing up plans to protect low-income families from the cost of funding Britain's climate change targets. We'll read into that the rest of us are going to pay for sure. So expect bills. I don't know how those bills will come. They'll probably come as a result of having to make changes to your house. They want us to get rid of boilers. They want us to get ground source heat pumps. There's all sorts of other technologies coming in, and they're talking about various things. It'd be really interesting because I'm not sure how many things you can actually do in older houses. My guess is, particularly landlords, they're talking about landlords raising their energy performance standards to a C, and I don't think everyone's going to be able to do that. Not within a reasonable budget. So my guess is they'll say something along the lines of make improvements, make changes up to a maximum value of X. And past that point, you're allowed to draw the line. That would be my guess, because I don't think they want to lose all the rental stock. That's maybe a D or an E at the particular time. But ultimately, not a bad thing. But I do think we'll all end up paying for it. So a royal boost for house prices, an interesting article this week I saw, and this is in money.co.uk. And a royal street name can increase your home value by up to 26.5%. Of course, depends which royal. The most popular royal being, of course, Diana, Princess of Wales. For instance, Lady Diana Court in Hampshire stacks up at an extra 50 grand from their neighbours, £50,000 more. Living on Lady Diana Court will increase your home's value by 12.47%. Camilla adds almost 100,000 to the average UK house price, and Prince William Close in Worthing will make your home go up by 9.22%. I see there's no mention of Edward. That would definitely make your house value go down, wouldn't it? And apparently Prince Harry Road in Warwickshire actually saw house prices fall by 14%. So in terms of other articles, there's one thing in the Metro that caught my eye, and this is about Cornwall locals protesting against second homes. You know, we've all seen the exodus of people going out to holiday type destinations, and Cornwall's been one of the biggest recipients of that in terms of house price boost, which is great if you want your house value to go up. But actually, if you're a local family and you got your children aspiring to get onto the property ladder perhaps, then it's a very bad thing. And of course, locals are finding it very frustrating that out of towners are cashing in, going to Cornwall with bigger wallets, bigger equity, and able to snap up property ahead of the locals. So they're now saying that demonstrators are demanding curbs imposed on the secondary market until every Cornish person has a first home, and a demo is planned in August. I think this could be the start of several of these kind of things, because, you know, the whole of the coastal market has changed dramatically since the pandemic. It'd be fascinating to see how that pans out, because you can see both sides of that. Apart from that, busy day today. As I say, we've got that beauty we're releasing shortly, a few valuations going on as well. We've obviously got the Monday morning sales meeting, which we love, just getting together what we can do better, how we can get more sales, how we can help our clients get the most possible bang for their buck out of the estate agency system, and what we can do to make them get the best price that is possible on the current market, and then helping them hunt for the next home as well. You know, we don't just look for houses to sell, we also help people to buy. Sometimes we're retained by those people that are looking to buy elsewhere. Sometimes they're our clients and they've sold through us, in which case it's a free service. So, you know, we're always looking on that side as well. And this is increasingly becoming the problem. You know, we've got a number of vendors that have sold through us that are struggling to find. And there are some basic rules, but, you know, it's very, very hard when you've sold your house and you're looking for something else. And the reason is a lot of the moves this year have been front end loaded. Of course, you know, up till June, you had the 15,000 incentive. And for that reason, people moved in the front half of this year. So that's what I call front end loaded, where most of the moves this year that would traditionally have taken place at the latter end, a lot of them brought that move forward in order to take advantage of the stamp duty holiday. So now, of course, we have a lack of stock, which is an inevitable consequence. The only advice we can give you is the old stock lines, but they're still as true today as they ever were. If you can't find what you want, where you want, then you've only ever got two choices. Lower your sights, maybe look at that terraced house instead of the end of terrace or semi, or instead of the detached, the semi. Maybe look at one that doesn't have parking or doesn't have that garage, or perhaps has a bedroom less. Maybe that's possible for you to keep you in the same area looking where you want to be. If that's still not possible, then other areas, you know, make your search a quarter of a mile around your key point. And if that doesn't work, go half a mile. And if that doesn't work, look at lowering your sights again. Finally, do look at revising your mortgage capability, because with all these extra low rates coming out, finance is cheap. This is not financial advice, and your home is at risk if you do not keep up a loan repayment on it, secured against it. But, you know, money is cheap right now, so you might find that you can afford, and this is the thing I always say to check, and why it's so significant, is that if you find that rates are lower now than they were when you last had a quotation, you may be able to get more bang for your buck. You may be able to actually afford to borrow more money, which may get you into that street that you currently find unaffordable, because money is so cheap. I mean, 0.83% for a 2-year fix, that's extraordinary, and more to come apparently. We look forward to that, and of course you'll hear it first here as always. So that's it from Ken at 10 today. Hope you have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place.